Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. Welcome back to yet another episode of Game Chat with Tom and Lucas. I am your always audacious and lively co-host, Tom. Chilling next to me is looking cheesy as ever, my boy.
That's your boy Lucas, the co-host of this official podcast, and I don't know. I'm not really a cheese guy, so I hope I don't look
Nah,
too
you're
cheesy.
you're always cheesing, You're cheesing hardcore, man.
Oh, I see. I'm not up to date with the lingo and slang of today's use, so sorry about that.
Hey, it's okay. Like you're doing your best. You're learning on the fly. Just like how we are learning on the fly as we go about making and producing this podcast for y'all. We are consistently trying to come up with new content ideas and new ways to interact with y'all, like our Instagram, where we keep making posts trying to engage with our lovely audience out there. So guys, please follow us at game chat underscore Tom Lucas on Instagram. We got a little link tree up in the bio. You can just click on that right there, and that'll take you to any game chat with Tom and Lucas platform you could imagine. We got the YouTube, we got the Spotify, we got the Anchor, and that's got even more platforms on it. We can keep going down the list, but you should just go check it out for yourself. So head on over to Instagram, give us a follow, and maybe even like and subscribe to this video on YouTube. That would be pretty great as we are trying to grow our YouTube platform with each and every episode. So we're going to keep doing what we're doing, using the Instagram to communicate and share with you guys what we're up to. And you can all see Lucas's wonderful work on the Instagram graphics that he puts a lot of time and effort into, don't you, buddy?
Tom, I spend more time trying to come up with what even to post than the actual post.
Hey, man, you're doing your best. I'd say we're both doing our best. And we'll continue to do so, won't we?
We'll try to keep it going. Gotta engage with that audience somehow.
For sure, for sure. So what's been up with you, homie? What you been doing? Nothing much has been new with me. Just slaying and slaying and praying in Elden Ring, and also watching Bachelor, which, like, for all those Bachelor stands out there, what the hell was that, man? What the hell was that? Clayton, sociopath. Clazy, I saw, is what the end couple wound up with. Lucas, I would get into a whole Bachelor rant with you right now, but like, oh my god. All I'm saying is the couple at the end is manufactured for clout. It's not real.
Well, I would assume that whole show is just for like entertainment purposes. There's no true love.
Wow. Quite an optimistic outlook you have
Oh, well,
there.
not no, like on that show. I'm not saying in the world, but that's not, those guys aren't soulmates at the end of the season.
Some of them stay married, for sure.
Well, that's because they got to get the numbers. They don't want to have like a 0% success rate. So they're probably getting a pretty paycheck there from the network. But
I guess so.
but yeah, again, I don't watch. So again, I'm just kind of talking nonsense. So I'm not one to, I guess, discuss the legitimacy of the love, but I have been just trying to keep up with the craziness that is and was this week's NFL free agency, and it's just
Oh,
been
bro.
constantly like getting updates on my phone, checking Twitter, and this has been the craziest week that I can remember in a free agency period in like my lifetime. So it's been
So much
wild.
is happening. So much is happening. The entire AFC West is gonna have a stellar playoff run.
It's been wild. So that's really been kind of my focus for this week. Aside from obvious Elden Ring time aside.
For sure. For sure. Kill any dragons lately?
No, I gotta, finding them is really the hardest part instead of rather than the killing.
I've only
So
found two, and one of them was already dead. So,
Wow, I don't think I found a dead one, so you'll have to inform me
oh,
on
for sure.
where that is located.
I mean, it looks dead. Maybe it was asleep, but just in a really dead looking way with their mouth like hanging open and eyes closed and such. But, that's just Elden Ring for you, ladies and germs. But yeah, the NFL free agency has for sure been pretty weird. Just like how you know, some of the news lately has been pretty weird and wild in the gaming world. Lots of different content coming out there this week, Lucas. Lots of different big buzzy topics, just like the Hogwarts Legacy state of play that went down this week, which creates an interesting type of dynamic with the way that the creator of Harry Potter is literally batshit crazy. But now they have this amazing looking Harry Potter game coming out that is good for video games that's coming out. But Harry Potter is just an odd topic because of the batshit craziness of the woman who created it and the kind of intrinsically linked nature of it all.
Well, I mean, I think you gotta be a little crazy to come up with the Harry Potter concept. That's
Do you know what the craziness is with J.K. Rowling?
I have not heard from or like paid attention to JK since like the sixth movie came out.
Well, you shouldn't give her too much attention because she's the worst, but she basically is like a very outspoken transphobic individual, like incredibly so. I'm not gonna get like too in depth into it, but she is a pretty hateful person, which is pretty sad because she created one of the most beloved bodies of fictional work in popular culture. But it creates a weird dynamic that you kind of have when you talk about something like Harry Potter, but you have to recognize that you know it's weird for, I imagine, quite a lot of trans people out there who still love Harry Potter, but realize that the person who created it does not love them. I don't know. I can't super relate to any of it myself, of course, but it's important to recognize that this is happening instead of just like turning a blind eye to it or whatnot, because to not like, I feel, look at the link between the creator and its content is not necessarily the best thing to do or the smartest thing to do, because it can sort of make you ignorant to a lot of context, if you will.
Is her just because I have not looked into this game too much, is she just owning the rights, or is she involved in like the actual gaming process?
I do not believe she is like involved with WB Games or Portkey Games or the game like in any respect other than that. Of course,
It's her
she
property.
made Harry Potter. They're definitely trying to like separate from her, but you also have to recognize that it's still a thing, and it's not a good thing to be a hateful person in this world, Lucas.
Well, maybe they can pull a Donald Sterling and make her sell the rights. We'll
I mean,
see. Is that
yeah.
too old a reference for you?
Yeah, that one right over my head.
No.
I have no idea what that is.
Uh, that was at the beginning of 2010s. He used to be the owner of the LA Clippers, the NBA,
Okay.
and basically was caught saying some not good things about people of color, and it got out onto the internet, And then everyone was like, yeah, this guy probably shouldn't be involved anymore. And then Adam Silver, in like his first or second year on the job, stepped up and was just like, all right, listen, bro, you got to sell the team and you're banned from like NBA functions for life.
Oh,
And all the
jeez.
players were like, oh, damn, this guy means business. Okay. And then that's why Steve Ballmer, the what is he, Microsoft? Whatever. Hold on. Whoever he has like a ton of money and bought the team. Uh, I just forgot what name did I just say? Steve. Oh, Ballmer.
Yeah.
What is he?
I this
Mike. Yeah,
this is
he's the chief executive officer of Microsoft from 2000 to 2014.
oh,
So once he finished
interesting.
that, he like bought the team.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
That is kind of strange. But
Mhm.
yeah, like who knows? Maybe they'll try to buy her out with of any sort of existing link she has to it. But the moral of the story is don't be a hateful, batshit crazy person. But the game does look cool. We'll see uh what happens with it as it progresses and comes out. The state of plays up if you haven't watched it. Um PlayStation going crazy with the state of plays lately. But yeah, they have a targeted release date of holiday 2022. So maybe we'll check out the Harry Potter game come Christmas time. We'll see. Depends if God of War is released or not.
Yes. That's the first domino we're waiting to fall.
I'm not seeing it happen. But you see any other cool? Speaking of a game that will certainly release uh, next weekend, in fact, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands is finally getting a full crossplay suite, if you will. PlayStation has joined the fold, so it doesn't matter who you are on what platform, you can all play Borderlands D&D together. And we love to see this kind of news, Lucas. We love to see the gaming world uniting and just doing the smart, sensible thing that is use existing technology to make sure everybody can have a better experience, putting the gamer first, if you will.
Name a gamer first. Just really bringing gamers together, letting
For
everybody,
sure.
regardless of console, get
I
in on
want
the action.
I wonder if Randy Pitchford and the team over at Gearbox had to pony up and pay that pretty Sony penny to get them in the cross-plat world.
Who is that?
Randy Pitchford is the lead of Gearbox, who develops Borderlands.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
I got you. Whoa, nice bottle.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my water bottle. It's a treasured possession. It is almost at the point where it can't stand up on its own because the bottom is so fucked up. But yeah, notice the Hot Ones sticker, which one can only apply if they've completed the gauntlet.
And you did do that Super Bowl Sunday, so
I did.
that checks
I
out.
did.
But yeah, dude, I don't know. Warzone ruined that for me, where it's just like if something is not crossplay now, it's like I can't go back to like the mid 2000s where it was like you had to just everyone had to coordinate their console. It's like it was really a pain.
It is a pain. It just
There's no
section off.
excuse.
Yeah, it just like sections off groups of friends. And it's honestly uninclusive, if you ask me, to not include it. But yeah,
Yes.
you see any other cool news lately? Any other cool games that might be taking place coming out?
Well, if it's not going to be the God of War sequel, I'm kind of like, you know, nothing can quite capture my attention like that. But I did see that the Until Dawn game is going to have a, I don't know if it's a DLC or like a full-on sequel, but it's called the Quarry. Whereas I thought they had didn't they have that like desert game? Like I thought that was the sequel that came out
So the
like last year.
Quarry, Lucas is talking about the Quarry, ladies and gentlemen, which is going to be essentially the spiritual successor to Until Dawn, which was a great game that came out from Supermassive Games a couple of years back, where it had Rami Malek and Hayden Panettiere, and it was basically like an interactive horror game where you had a bunch of different characters who were all famous people doing some mocap work, and you had to try to make it out alive with as many as you could. So we'll see about this one. It looks pretty cool. We'll get some B-roll in there after that, but it's got some pretty solid actors in there. David Arquette, Siobhan Williams. We got also this guy, Ryan, who is played by Justice Smith, who is in another video game adaptation that is near and dear to my heart. Of course, he was the lead in Detective Pikachu. So, you know, sticking with that video game theme, which we love to see.
If you just Google the Quarry game, there was a 2013 mining game that came out. So that's kind of like half of the Google search. So a little hard to, you got to be real specific, I guess,
Oh
to
my
find
God.
info on this game.
There's also, do you remember The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody?
Of course.
Do you remember London Tipton?
Yes.
Brenda, she's in this game as well. Brenda Song.
Okay.
She will be playing Caitlin.
Solid.
So,
It's a pretty star-studded lineup there.
Will you be checking out the Quarry, Lucas? Will you be
Hell
trying
no.
to survive?
Of course not,
Brenda?
Thomas.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, Lucas doesn't do scary things. Lucas doesn't like spooky, scary skeletons in the closet. So I thought you had liked Until Dawn, so I figured you would have gotten this, but you didn't fuck with the Wendigos.
I watched some
didn't you? You played
footage.
Until Dawn with us in the frat house.
No.
No. What?
I think you're thinking of Detroit Become Human.
No, you played Until Dawn there too.
I didn't actually touch the controller.
Lame.
I might have sat by your bedside, but
yeah. Well, you know what? We'll see how this game does when it comes out, just like how we'll see how a ton of different both big and small games will be looking at the topic of the show, which, oh wow.
You were doing pretty good. You were 3 for 3 before that, Tom. So I'll give you a pat on the back.
Damn, I was trying my best. Anyway,
our worst enemy on this show is transitions.
We're gonna do our best to continue working on those, but I was really I got so tripped up in my words. I was like, shit. No. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, the topic of the show this week is, of course, PAX East, which they just dropped the schedule for. What's today? Saturday? Yesterday, as of the time of this recording. And we'll take this time, ladies and gentlemen, to bring in our good friend, producer, and podcast manager, if you will, Billy Yameen, who is a longtime veteran of PAX East, like myself. So, Billy, why don't you come on down?
Hello. I think this is going to be my 8th PAX.
Bilbo, do you get your video perchance?
I kind of look like shit right now. I've been doing housework all throughout the day today, so I will not grace you with my presence, unfortunately. But
that is a-okay, sir.
I will be here.
Sweet. But yeah, I was also trying to figure out how many PAXs I've been to, and I'm pretty sure I have gone every year since 2013.
Wow.
So that's what, 8?
Yeah, because there wasn't one last year. So yeah, I think 2013 was also my first one. I think 13 or 14. I can't remember now.
I remember Marcus went to 20. I think Marcus went 2010 and 20. Our friend Marcus went 2010 or 2011 with his dad, and then the following year, 2011, or actually 2012, excuse me. I remember my brother Trevor went with Marcus for like a day. And then the following year in 2013, I just went with Trevor and Marcus. And then I remember more and more of our friends started going after that, like circa like 2014 and stuff. 2014 was the first time I went more than one day. So it's been a while for us folks. And then this year, of course, Lucas will be attending the illustrious PAX East for the first time. What are your thoughts so far, Lucas? Because you've been hearing us talk about this for quite a while now.
I have. I didn't realize there were like the schedule was actual, like theater, like, sit down presentation events. I thought
Yeah,
PAX was like just a bunch of booths, walk around,
it's
get
that
free stuff and ask
it's
some
that too.
questions.
It's that too. They just also
Well, it's
have these
multi-layered, right?
panels.
Yeah. I didn't know
Yeah,
there was
we'll
layers.
we'll start to talk about it. So we'll get into that a little bit right now because the main topic of this show, ladies and gentlemen, of course, will be PAX. The three of us will be in attendance this year. Billy is going all 4 days, Thursday the 21st through Sunday the 24th of April. Myself, I'll be there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I believe Lucas also has those 3 days as well. I think you're still working on Sunday at least.
As of now, but we'll see if I can make a little shift swap with somebody.
For sure, for sure. So Billy, why don't you, as a veteran yourself, why don't you talk to us a little bit about what is PAX East for those who might not know what this wonderful event is or have ever heard of it or been to it.
PAX East is a very beautiful thing, personally. It's a way for gamers to all come together in a big open world and just interact with all these new and upcoming games. So, yeah, so for PAX East specifically, it happens in the Boston Convention Center. That is located in a pretty nice part of Boston, right on the water.
The Seaport.
The Seaport District, yes. So when you walk into the front, first off, expect big lines. That's kind of the biggest part of PAX. We used to call it the line waiting simulator game.
It is very much all about the lines.
Especially for AAA games, you are waiting, honestly, at least an hour or an hour and a half. I don't remember the longest I've ever waited for a game. I think 2 hours. And I think that was for...
Oh, I have my worst wait story. I don't know what yours is.
My worst wait, it was for a Bethesda game. And I remember I accidentally cut half the line, but I still waited like an hour and a half to play it. It honestly might have been for when they created the card game because I'm a big Hearthstone, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh fan. So
I have a good story with that too. I love PAX East. This is going to be a fun topic.
Yeah. So after that, though, so you are right, Lucas. So there is a big open convention center. So the convention center floor has a mixture of, like indie developer booths to AAA developer booths to brands for gaming, like gaming glasses, gaming merchandise, keyboards, mice, monitors. You'll see a AMC booth. You will
controllers.
Yep, you'll see a controller booth. You'll see, I think Razer usually has a booth as well. Geico usually has one of my favorite booths because they usually have like a very interactive game that you play to like win a prize, like a t-shirt or like a bag or a keychain or something like that. And then there are panels. So the panels or just general events that happen throughout PAX are all happening outside of the convention center area. So there will be like multiple rooms. So they have like a first floor, second, third, and fourth floor. The fourth floor is where the main PAX area is. That's the biggest arena too. The third floor, they have, they call it like the aviary theaters because they're named after animals that can fly. The middle floor is named after just like normal land animals. So it's kind of like a way for you to understand like where things are located, which is kind of interesting, honestly.
It's a little confusing to understand at first if you've never been, but it makes more and more sense like as you go along. But yeah, there's like quite a lot to do there. If you go to the official PAX East website, east.paxsite.com, they have a little features section as well that basically kind of gives you a whole broad idea of the different things you can do. Like there's also a ton of there's tournaments and competitions you can just enter, amateur tournaments throughout the weekend, which is one of my favorite things to do. You literally they haven't put it on the schedule yet. It usually is on there, where they just drop all the different games and tournaments they're going to have throughout the weekend. Some of my favorite ones that I've done in the past include Gang Beasts and Towerfall Ascension. I did a Mario Kart Double Dash tournament last year, I believe. And one of my favorites that I did was the Sonic Adventure 2 Battle multiplayer. I did a tournament of that, and it, like, had one of the most surreal moments of my gamer and just life, where me and an entire room full of like random people were all singing City Escape from like the first level of Sonic Adventure 2 as people were, skateboarding down the San Francisco like streets as Sonic the Hedgehog. So that was pretty cool. But they have a ton of different like free play sections where you can just go like rent out different games for different consoles, both retro and current. There's a ton to do there. They have that with board games as well. It's just a huge congregation of gamers from it was designed as essentially E3, which used to be like the largest gaming convention out there, but E3 for the people, where just anybody can go. You don't need to have like crazy media credentials or be a developer to get in. You can see and talk to and experience cool games, new up and coming games with people who appreciate games and will be there to chat with you about them as you go. So yeah, Lucas, how does that get you a little more hype after hearing our like good summation, if you will?
Sounds like many memories have been made. So
for sure.
And the best part about PAX 2 is after the expo hall closes, there's still a ton of stuff to do. Not even just within the official PAX itself. I mean, the last time Tom and I were at a PAX East, Red Bull took over a whole like small,
it's a jazz club.
Yeah, like a small music venue, and they brought in like old school arcade cabinets, like table tennis, air hockey, like a basketball hoop game. And like essentially Red Bull was just like serving Red Bull liquor drinks and like some specific beers. And just like they give you tokens when you walked into the door. And the point was to like win tokens off people. I lost all mine immediately because I was just like, had like 3 or 4 vodka Red Bulls and was just like, I'll give you 7 tokens. And they give you like 10 when you walk in. And I just got shit on in every game.
I chugged a vodka Red Bull at that place with some dude in a really, really, really good Captain America cosplay. So I got drunk with Captain America. It was pretty cool. Me and my brother at one point like figured out how to like not hack one of the cabinets where we just got into like the back end menus and could just pick whichever game we wanted. It was pretty cool. And yeah, that's an even better part where you just get to see, the community sort of rally and do things outside of it. The Reddit is really good for that. We'll look into it and for sure go check out some of those things as we pedaddle around Boston and do, belligerent and degenerate things with our gamer friends for sure. But yeah, as we said, they dropped the schedule the other day, yesterday, in fact, and it's a bit of a redacted schedule at this point. They still have to completely announce the entire tournament schedule, and that's a big part of the convention as well. They do literally handheld, retro console tournaments, PC tournaments, VR tournaments, tabletop and card game tournaments. They have any sort of competition you want, you can just go in and sign up for it and play against other people. So that still has to be added to the schedule. I know later on they do concerts every night, Friday and Saturday. I actually don't know if they do them on Thursday or not at this point. Thursday's kind of a newer addition. They've only had Thursday as an added day for like 2 or 3 PAXs at this point. But so like, bear in mind that as we go through the schedule and talk about some of the things that we saw that look cool to us, there will be more to come, and we probably will be continuing to talk about it as these things get released, because the hype train don't stop, ladies and gentlemen. We're going and we are pumped. But yeah, I guess we'll just go right on into it, and we'll start with you, Billy, because you out of us 3 are the only ones that are going on Thursday, the first day. I understand you'll have a PAX solo day because you have more vacation time than I do, and I'm jealous.
Not to flex, but I get unlimited vacation time with my work. So
damn, I hate that. I wish I had more.
I will be going to Thursday solo. So the schedule for Thursday, I think, is probably equal to like Friday and Saturdays. There's a lot of things going on. A big thing for me, and I actually have tweeted at the official PAX before asking for more content creating or just general, media creation topics, because one of the biggest parts about video games is things like Twitch, YouTube, just general content creators. There's actually a panel on Thursday regarding how players find games, content creators and gamer developments unite. And essentially, it's just going over how video game devs are starting to not necessarily cater, but understand the importance of content creators in how a game is perceived and how new players find games. So that one is going to be at 6 p.m. on Thursday. That I definitely am interested in checking that one out.
That actually sounds awesome.
Yeah.
I like, that's one thing I definitely think we should tackle too as we go about the floor, and specifically Lucas, there's a portion called the indie mega booth that is just like an entire third of this huge convention center that is just really smaller, they just pack indie game developers in there, and there's just demos and prizes galore. So I think as we go about talking and playing these guys' games, we should really try to speak with them and see how we can get them involved with us in our content creation, because as you said, Billy, I think that's one of the best ways to go about promoting each other, create a symbiotic relationship.
Definitely. And I feel like a lot of the panels that I'm interested in on Thursday actually revolve around that. So there's another one on Thursday at 1:30 p.m. called Level Up Your Conversation and Market Yourself, digital edition. So essentially what this one is to go over the never ending landscape of networking for personal and professional purposes. And they go over how to market yourself, getting out of your comfort zone, and to provide actionable tips so you can be used in the virtual and physical environments that you may find yourself in. So for me, that one's actually, I think, really important. Just as a full disclosure, I own the company that helps bring this podcast to you every week. And, and one of the biggest things about owning a business is marketing yourself and kind of stepping out of your comfort zone, which, in the new year, I have been doing that a lot more. So, I'm definitely interested in checking this one out. And this is kind of like the stuff, like I said, I've tweeted at PAX before that I want more stuff like this. So this is one of those things where I was like, cool, this is actually really something I'd find value out of.
Oh, and not to mention, it's oh, you asked for it and then boom, you see in action, PAX listening to the community and working to make it a better event for everybody who's there,
Definitely. But other than that, I mean, they have some things like building community in Discord on Thursday, what you need to know about gaming reviews. They actually have this thing called the PAX Pokemon League. It's pretty much just
I was going to mention that too.
A fan run event where pretty much it's just you recreate gym challenges in real life at PAX. So it looks like it's going to be doing Sword and Shield. So
have you ever done it before?
I have not, no.
So it's really cool how they set this up, folks, for those of you who are Pokemon fans out there and like to battle. And Lucas, I know you're a huge Pokemon stan, so like be sure to train your team and get ready. But basically, like Billy said, it's a gym challenge, and they have, I think it's like 16 or some gym leaders, or maybe 8. I don't remember. I haven't done it in a while. I think the last time I did it was back in the X and Y days. But basically, you walk around the convention and find these people in like green scarves, which usually they're on kind of ridiculous outfits, and they have like these scarves with all these badges on them, and you go and literally do a Pokemon battle with them in whatever game the league is using for that year. I guess this year it's Sword and Shield, which is strange to me, but whatever. And if you defeat them, you get a literal badge, like a pin. Like I have some right here. Hold up. I'm gonna do some movements. Yeah. So basically, they give you like a little badge. If you can't see, it says PPL like 14 and 15. And if you collect enough of these badges, I'm back. And if you collect enough of these badges, you get to face the Elite Four, and you get a prize of some sort if you beat all of them. And they have different times where you can meet up with all of them in certain places and do a lot of challenges. But it's one of the most like creative things I've seen come out of it. It's for sure a cool thing to do if you're a Pokemon fan.
Yeah, it's definitely. I actually have never really investigated it before, but I definitely will be bringing my Switch, bringing my best Pokemons, and I'll probably get my ass beat because I'm not really that great at competitive Pokemon. But the best part is to have fun. That's what PAX is honestly all about.
Plus, you never know. You might see one of them while you're waiting in the same line, and then it's like, oh hey, might as well try to get a challenge out of it.
Yeah, and then other than that, Thursday ends with some fun trivia games as well as Nintendo, which is the Nintendo game show that is kind of like Double Dare. So definitely might check those out. I might end up leaving before these on Thursday, but that's going to be a game time decision for me.
All right, and then we'll move right along into Friday. Lucas, what are some of the panels and events you have seen on Friday that tickled your fancy, if you will?
So something that caught my eye for Friday, just from the name alone, is Wordle Royale. And I was like, I'm not really sure what that entails. And from the kind of description here, it's a bunch of people that are talking about like strategies and tips for the ever popular Wordle game, and then apparently they're gonna be doing a battle royale like event. So it doesn't like mention or discuss how that's gonna go down, and that's really kind of where my curiosity is. But apparently that will be, I guess, the back half of the like hour session.
All right, do you play a lot of Wordle?
No. Not at all. I'm familiar with it. I did it like I had like a 2-day streak, and then I was just like,
you're done. That's it.
It took me too long. It was like, trying to come with the best guess. It was like, this is supposed to be a quick and, relatively stress-free.
Some of them are harder than others. I lost yesterday, so I might never play Wordle again. I'm free now.
Well, that's what events like this are for, Tom. You can watch other people play.
I guess so.
Not a live stream without the stream, just live.
I wonder, they do panels, like they're not even like really panels, just in some of the waiting areas as you're walking around the upper floors of the convention hall, they just have big projector screens where it's just a bunch of people like chilling, eating lunch on beanbags and shit, and they're playing like 75 person Jackbox games, like, and everybody's kind of playing together. So maybe it'll be something like that where like the whole crowd is interacting with a Wordle game. I don't know how that's going to work.
The Jackbox also will walk around in the waiting areas
They
and
have the Porta Jackbox. Yeah.
right. Those ones are really fun too.
It's like literally just a tiny ass screen on a cart where you play Jackbox games. It's super cool. You see anything else cool on Friday, Lucas?
Only the one that really caught my interest was it's called Great Mistakes in Board Game Development.
Oh,
So that's just going to kind of feature, I guess, people in the biz talking about some of those real goofs that they've made over the years.
absolutely. I mean,
So,
are you into tabletop games? I mean, I like board games as much as the next guy for sure, but like
I'm into like I don't think I've played like new board games. You know what I mean? Kind of like the classics. So
sure. I mean,
guess
hey, never a better time to try than PAX.
right, yeah, exactly. And I figured they'll probably, I'm sure, talk about some of the newer ones that they've made, and then boom, now I'm aware of newer tabletop opportunities.
You're learning and growing, as you say.
Of course, gotta always be self-improvement is key.
Of course. Speaking of self-improvement, one suite of panels that I saw on Friday that looks pretty interesting. They have a two-part getting into the game industry panel, which sounds pretty cool. All about like building different careers in the gaming industry and whatnot. So that sounds pretty interesting. Might check that out, at least go to the part one and see if it's worth staying. But another one that I thought was pretty cool, it right at the beginning of the day, kind of, or 11:30 to 12:30, is called "You Could Be a Video Game Consultant." The description is all about people who are essentially like providing services to video game companies that like helps them make better video games. Like looking at some of the panelists on there, they have some of the consultants are like accessibility consultants, content creation consultants, marketing experts, things like that, who work for different companies, and developers and publishers and things like that. So that seems like it could be pretty interesting. Just like a more like another lens to look at the industry that isn't just, like a creator or a developer or publisher or something like that. Looks at a little bit of a more freelance kind of direction, if you will. So that looked cool. There's also Billy, this might interest you, and as a co-host of the Top of the Cage podcast produced by What Do You Mean Productions, there's a history of wrestling in video games panel on Friday.
Yes, I did see that.
You gonna go check that out?
I might. Usually there is a wrestler. His name is Xavier Woods. He's gone to the past few PAX Easts and have actually like held his own panels, but doesn't look like he has one this year, which is pretty sad for me.
He is going to be there, but he is on another panel on another day.
Oh, I actually did not see that, so I definitely am going to check that out.
The description for this panel that Tom's talking about says obviously like there's the two like the people that are running it, but it also says that a guest legendary wrestler will be present.
So
okay. You're gonna have to go to find out whoever that surprise guest is.
Whoa, shit, might have to.
Speaking of said WWE superstar Xavier Woods, he will be at another panel on the following day, Saturday, that caught my eye. He'll be at the Uniting Creators and Fandoms G4 and the New Model of Gaming Entertainment panel on Saturday. It's got he's actually the host of the panel. Xavier Woods is going to be on it, and they got quite a few other people who are all going to be hosts of different G4 programming and content. Do you guys were you guys ever G4 watchers way back in the day?
I watched so much G4 when I was a child.
For sure. Lucas, you ever check that out? No.
I don't even know what G4 is.
You know, it's basically like it was basically think of like MTV, but like for video games, like kinda. They had like a ton of different TV shows on there all the content was gaming content, and it went off the air for quite a while, and it is now coming back. It was quote the voice of a generation for gamers, and now they're coming back after an 8-year hiatus. So they're going to be talking about different shows like X Play and Attack of the Show, and I'm very excited to check that out. Billy, like I said, if Xavier Woods is going to be there, are you going to be there?
Yeah, actually, I definitely am going to be at that one now. I didn't even know that was going to. I completely missed that one, and I for sure will make time to go to it.
Absolutely. They kind of buried the lead. They should just put G4 right at the front of the title of the panel.
Yeah, for real. Because like I said, he has gone to every single PAX East for the past like 3 or 4 of them. And I don't know, Tom, if you remember, but I actually met him at the end of the last PAX East we were
I
at.
believe I do remember that. Yeah.
I remember just kind of brushing shoulders with him, and he was just this big, broad man who was in a cosplay, and I was like, I think that's Xavier Woods. And then I screamed his name, and then he turned around and I fist bumped him. And I was, of course, wearing the rivaling company AEW's t-shirt. And he was like,
oh, no.
He was like, I like your hat, man, because I was wearing a Fallout 76 hat. And I was like, I'm not going to say anything about my shirt. Or
See, Lucas, there's tons of things to do at PAX East, just like meeting WWE superstars. I once met Cole Sprouse at PAX East, or not Cole Sprouse. I met Dylan Sprouse, not Cody.
Oh.
I met Zach, because Zach is really, really into Smash Bros. And he signed my 3DS because we both went to a Smash Bros panel. You trying to meet any famous people at PAX? Got any famous gamers you trying to link up with?
No. You know what it is? There might be people I'd want to meet, but they might not be openly like super gamer boys. So I might just not know that they'll be attending.
True. You can always look out for it, you know.
Yeah.
Do you know Donkey?
Yeah, I do.
We once saw Donkey. Well, I was with my boy Chris White walking around, and we saw Donkey walking in the hall with his posse, and it was like a really quiet moment. It was like, you know, it was me and Chris like 30-40 feet away, and they were like the only other people in the hallway. And I was like, Chris, I really want to go say hi to Donkey. And he's like, Tom, you just gotta let Donkey be, man. You just gotta let him be. So
How fat was this posse?
there was
He's
like
rolling
3 or
deep?
4 people with him. I think his wife
Oh,
was
all
with
right.
them, and
I thought you meant he had like a whole gang.
no,
surrounding him.
No, it was a group.
It's just
but,
Donkey and his boys and
Yeah.
and lady.
Yeah, but we left Donkey alone. Oh my god.
Maybe
But
this
yeah.
year, Tom.
You see any cool panels you're trying to check out on Saturday?
Saturday. Oh, the thing. Oh yeah. So there's one about like building a Discord community, which you know, if this goes well, that's probably in our future there, Tom. So
For sure.
probably good to know.
I think Billy said one of those is on Thursday too.
I believe so. Yeah.
Facts.
Okay. Well, that's good. They're having a double up.
Most certainly. Yeah, I think a lot of those panels are pretty cool. That like it is a nice place to really just group up. You know, the panelists might not be the biggest names or people that you know or hear of, but it's like real people trying to do similar stuff to you that are gonna like be like, hey, knowledge share. You know, that's what networking is, baby. It's a networking event for the first time for us, or for the first time for you, period. But
Technically, I went to PAX last year as a streamer. But,
that is true. I do remember you made a point to go to quite a lot of streaming panels.
Yeah, so I actually have quite a few on Saturday that have piqued my interest.
Oh yeah,
and I don't know if Lucas was done giving his examples, but
We're
Oh,
bouncing. We're
you're
bouncing
good.
around.
All
Go
right.
for
Yeah,
it.
whatever
All right.
you got.
See, I'm not a regular. I just hear you guys talk all the time. So, I just want to make sure I don't interrupt. But yeah, so there's one on Saturday as well called Hustle and Flow, the real talk on making it. Like that one I actually really want to go to
Same.
because
I think we should all go to that one.
yeah, because I think that's really accurate. Again, as somebody that has produced or produces three podcasts regularly, nobody really talks about the hustle and grind and work that really takes to get from point A to point B. And yeah, I think it's gonna be really cool to hear multiple Twitch partners, managers, influence managers, content creators of like their own brands, kind of really giving the real deal on what goes into, making it on the video game content creating realm. So it'll definitely be cool to hear from people who have made it, quote unquote.
For sure. Yeah, it looks like the panelists include 2 Twitch partners, an influencer manager, and like 2 like self-employed like content creators. Critical Bard rings a bell. I feel like I've heard that name before. And that's one of the panelists. But yeah, I definitely think we should attend that one because that way we can 100% learn more about like, creating like Instagram posts super late at night and stuff.
Yeah, man, that happens. But yeah, and then there's another one that's kind of more geared towards streaming that I think I really want to go to because this one's called Managing Anxiety and Imposter Syndrome for Streamers. And that was something I struggled with when I was doing my own streaming platform, is that imposter syndrome is a very weird thing. And it's weird to feel like you are in a place when you really aren't, or aren't in a place when you really are. And especially with a lot of anxiety too, being a 2 times a week streamer, I did 2 or 3 depending on the week. That was kind of stressful to make that happen. So I'm really interested to see how these people kind of really give their opinion and thoughts on it. And, especially as I said, kind of in growing a brand, there's a lot of things about podcasting that I think are similar to streaming, especially regarding the imposter syndrome. So
For sure.
I think
For
it'd be
sure.
pretty cool.
Yeah, it's important to like keep your mental health in check when you're doing these kinds of things, especially because, for the most part, a lot of us, nobody gets big overnight. A lot of times it takes years and years to like build something like notable and successful. So like keeping at it and really doing that grind can definitely get to you. So it's important to manage those things, as we all know.
Yep. And then one of the other ones I saw regarding psychology as well is the psychology of Pokemon, and
I
pretty
saw
much
that one too.
how they created an addictive monster that we just can't get enough of, because as somebody who is addicted to the Pokemon monster, I literally cannot get enough of it.
As much as I complain about Pokemon, I really like Legends Arceus, and I'm like excited to see where the new direction of the franchise goes. So more Pokemon is never necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
I don't know if we're going to talk about the same thing, but
Send it.
it is your 0.4 on your Saturday.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, PAX does these game show nights where they literally like you go and sit in a panel and you're basically like at a game show, but
live studio audience.
100%. And they like pick the participants from the audience and stuff. I believe on Saturday night they're doing Wheel of Fortune and The Price is Right.
Yep.
So I definitely think we could attend one of those as well. That'll for sure be fun. And usually those ones are like later at night, so you can kind of leave, like get some dinner, like get a little dranky going, have some fun. So come back if you want, because that's the thing. Like it's open, I believe, at 10 a.m. every day, and it goes, the expo hall, the main floor closes at 6, but the show is open until midnight every day except Sunday. So these ones that are later on, they do stuff all night. So definitely could be cool to go check out one of those. It's always fun. They have this one lady who's done it every time I've gone, and she kills it. I can't remember her name, but shout out to the lady who does all the game show nights at PAX East. You're a very entertaining person. You know how to get a crowd going. Billy, were you there when that guy in the Diddy Kong suit was like,
Yep, he literally was just a he literally was just wearing underwear, wasn't he? Literally just wearing underwear.
he was in tights and like he had like a brown morph suit on, a tail, and then like the Diddy Kong, shirt and hat.
And he was very muscular too. That's the one thing.
He looked like an Olympic hurtler. Like he was, and I
He
I
was,
think,
wasn't he? Well, didn't he like run and like do some jumps and flips and shit in the middle of like the Iowa?
yeah, they were playing like, I forget what that game show is, but it's like Market Dash, or I don't remember what the hell it was, but it involved them running up and down the convention room, and that was interesting to see. It was funny to watch for sure. So we could totally go check that out. Or, if we don't feel like going to the game shows, depending on the acts when they finally release them, we could go check out either Friday or Saturday night the concerts that PAX East puts on. A lot of times I've found that it's one of my favorite parts of PAX. They depending on the acts that they have, but I've seen quite a few like really good shows, and I always have to try to convince more people to come with me because they're at nighttime. Most of the time, a lot of people would rather be out, doing Boston things and like experiencing the external PAX community around it. But if the acts are cool and you venture back to the convention center, you can see some really dope video game music shows. Some awesome acts I've seen in the past were the Proto Men and Bit Brigade. Proto Men are this super cool, like think like 80s rock band, but they do all like Blade Runner-y type music, and it's all based on Mega Man. Like they wrote a rock opera and it like tells a story about Mega Man.
Yeah, and they had a guy playing the Mega Man game that they were representing on stage.
Right. Yep. That one was cool too. I think that's Bit Brigade. Like they play the music from the game while they have someone on stage like speed running the game. So like part of the band is just the dude who plays the games, which I think is super funny. And then I also saw I forget what they were. Some band did like a bunch of Sonic music, which was super cool. They sounded very much like the band Crush 40. And then I also saw, I believe it was just like the video game symphony orchestra or video game orchestra. Oh, what is it? Video game orchestra. Yeah. They were at PAX. They did a Square Enix and Final Fantasy 15 suite. And it was like one of the most dope shows I've ever seen. So the live music at PAX is definitely worth it, folks. I recommend checking it out. We'll talk about who's gonna be playing once we know who's playing. So it'll be interesting. Lucas, does any of that sound good to you, man? Like, would you go check out a video game concert?
I mean, you only live once, so I think
sure.
that might be in our future.
It's low committal because you can just walk in and out of these things. It's not like it's just the big main floor up top, and they usually, if you don't want to stay, you can just bounce. So it's pretty cool. I think it's definitely worth checking out for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And unfortunately, on Saturday night, I actually completely forgot that I am going to a concert. I will be going to a Mom Jeans, Joyce Maynor, and The Story So Far concert, which I am extremely excited for.
I would totally be going to that concert if I had got tickets in time. I could have done resale, but it's chill. It's chill. I'll save some money. But me and Lucas will be hanging that night and maybe watching some video game concerts or playing Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel of Fortune is my favorite game to have ever existed, so it makes me really sad that I will be unable to attend that.
Well, that means we'll have to get Lucas on stage as a contestant, and you can win prizes in all these panels and stuff too, which is really cool.
Even just like the panels that you go to for like normal. Like I went to one last year for for just like what is good gear to start streaming with, and they were giving out Nintendo Switch lights and microphones. I was
Yeah.
like, what the fuck?
A bunch of panels I've been to, one kind of funny panel I went to, and it was funny, but I mean the company kind of funny. They just gave everybody in the audience a code to the game Snake Pass on whatever platform you wanted, and they were like, they had literally a huge grab bag full of PlayStation games that just like, they did like Q&A, and if you ask the question, it's just like, okay, reach in the bag, pull out a game, like it's yours to take. So like they do that stuff all the time. There's also a ton of, as you go around to a lot of these booths and stuff, they'll make you like, follow them on Insta, blah, 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 do all the things, but you enter raffles and you can win a ton of stuff. Like last year, a friend of ours won like a brand new gaming chair. My brother Trevor won like a decked out like gaming gear package last year that was like a keyboard, a mouse, a backpack, giant mouse pad, like the whole nine. So like there's a ton of stuff you can just, ton of free swag you can just get by being there, folks. Me and Billy know all about the t-shirts. Lucas, we'll have to see how many t-shirts you can collect while you're there.
One of my most upvoted posts on Reddit is a list of t-shirts that I made on the first day when I was there in the PAX subreddit.
What is your guys' personal t-shirt record?
Oh, I think I got like 9 one year.
I think 7 or 8.
Yeah. It's crazy. The amount of t-shirts has definitely declined over the years, but there's a lot out there. I have quite a few that's like half my wardrobe is just PAX East t-shirts. I got this awesome one that just says Fortnite.
Yep, that was my go-to college party shirt.
I literally like always forget that it says that when I wear it, and then I'm just like out and about and I'm like, oh, I'm just like repping Fortnite, right? And it's not even a Fortnite shirt. It's actually for Mixer.
Yep.
But Mixer is dead and nobody knows what it is, so it's just a Fortnite shirt.
Yep. And the way you got it was going to the Mixer booth and playing a round of Fortnite, and they put you like on the TV.
Yeah, if you got into the top 10, they would broadcast you and be like, he's in the hype zone. Blah, 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 blah.
And then if you won, we saw somebody win, but I forgot what they gave you, but they gave you like a pretty good prize for winning.
Oh yeah, for sure. I remember harassing a little kid in line because he was just sitting in a bush like literally the whole time. And like me and all our friends were just like harassing this like 12-year-old while he like camped out. And nobody could find him either. And he was yelling back. He was being aggressive, like, gamer 12-year-olds playing Fortnite, if you will.
That's just PAX, baby.
Yeah, boy. Oh, and then Sunday I didn't see too many panels. I don't know about you guys.
No, the one that I saw was interesting to me was there's one called The Spice of Life, a guide to variety streaming.
Yeah,
that one seemed pretty cool.
I saw that one too. I think like that one could be cool if we want, just because eventually we will also start doing some type of thing that will be similar to variety streaming. We'll just play whatever games we want. Sunday's usually a good day to just play indie games and get as much free stuff as you can all day. Because Sunday, everybody's just giving away all the rest of the stuff they have because they can't go home with it.
And PAX has honestly taught me kindness goes very far. Just being very nice and polite to people can really get you some things that you don't expect to get.
For sure. Not only that, but like everybody there is like super nice. It's like everybody there is like ready and willing to talk to strangers and just like chat you up about a video game or like play a game with you, just like because it's a lot of waiting in lines, so it's a lot of just chatting with random people about games. I've played Mario Kart and Smash with it. Shout out Nintendo Switch and just also the Nintendo 3DS for making PAX just a much more enjoyable experience just all around. But I've also played board games like waiting in line with people like complete strangers, so it's a super welcoming environment for sure. They're nice to the new people like Lucas.
Mm-hmm. We'll definitely take you right under our wing, Lucas. You will not be.
Is it going to be obvious that I'm new?
No.
Okay.
No, because you'll look fly as hell in your giant game chat with Tom Lucas QR code shirt that we're going to develop and make all night so that we can walk. You'll be able to notice us, folks. We'll have t-shirts on with the logo and a giant ass QR code on the back that just anybody can scan to come check us out. My friend Blake gave me that idea. Shout out Blake. Very excited to make that idea a reality.
Me too. I think that was a really good idea.
I like freaked out at dinner. I was like, oh my God. I was like, that is so smart. Like I can't like get over that. That's such a cool idea.
One last thing I wanted to mention about PAX that culminates on Sunday is the Omegathon. I don't think we really touched on that too much, but the thing about the Omegathon, which I entered and did not get invited to, which is a little sad, but if
That's
you
still
buy
on my PAX bucket list,
yeah,
to
so
play and win in Omegathon.
if you buy a 4-day pass, you get the ability to enter into this thing called the Omegathon, which is essentially you get paired up with another person, or is it you get paired up with another person, or some games you get paired up with another person?
So they do, it's kind of different. It depends on the game and the format each year, but also like to just like fact check you, it's if you buy any badge, you can say like, hey, I want to opt in to be selected for it, because they just randomly pick it out of people who buy badges. But if you do get selected, they do, I don't know if they like give you a badge if you get picked, but they do expect you, like it says like, oh, by selecting this box, you're acknowledging that you like can be there all 4 days, because the tournament happens the whole weekend.
Right. Yeah. So, and then usually on Sunday, they make a big deal out of the final game. It's usually kept a secret. Usually all other rounds are told beforehand. However, the final game is always a secret. And it's always nice. We've seen Rocket League before. We've seen the bomb diffusing VR game before. That one
Keep
was really
talking
funny.
and nobody explodes. That one was a really good one.
I don't remember what last year's was.
I remember they had one, because sometimes they just straight up like pull it from the show floor. Like if people found it, like if a game has been like breaking ground and like it's like a random game that like everybody is talking about all weekend, they'll just pull it from the show floor and make that it. Like there was this game called Video Ball that they just pulled, which was kind of like air hockey, but it was different. One time, the first time I went, it was literally giant cornhole. They just had an absurdly large set, like cornhole set with like giant beanbags and shit, and they just played giant cornhole on stage. Sounded funnier than it actually was. That one was actually quite boring. One year they did like extreme Pac-Man. They like modded out Pac-Man, and it was super cool. That one was pretty hyphy. In the past, they've done like super cool, interesting ones where they'll do like a gauntlet of like different Nintendo games or challenges and stuff that they've had like technical difficulties in the past before, where it's like, oh, sometimes our ideas were more ambitious than the execution would allow. But usually the winners get all expense paid trip to either Gamescom or another PAX of their choice, as they do a couple of different PAX events around the country and the world throughout the year. So it's kind of the capstone to the weekend, if you will. So definitely one to check out. I don't think I can make it to it this year, unfortunately, due to the timing of my flight, but it's for sure a good way to end it if you've never seen it or are going for the first time. That seems to be the majority of the schedule as it's been released. Some of the events and panels that we're excited for. Like I said, we're all going to be going this year. We'll keep you guys all posted more and more about the PAX content as it draws closer. Again, it's going to be taking place April 21st through 24th. So next month, it's coming up close, literally almost a month away at this point. And yeah, we'll be there. We'll be covering the whole thing, posting a lot of like live content, Instagram stories, things like that. So yeah, keep it locked, keep it excited, tell your friends, let us know if you're going to PAX. We'd love to, if you listen to us and you like our podcast and you are also going to be at this show, let us know. Come find you. We'll hang out. We'll talk indie games that we played and seen. We can play a game together. I don't care. You'll be able to see us with our giant game chat shirts. So keep which we will be sharing.
Well, the shirts are going to be normal size.
Well, yes, it's just gonna have a giant QR code.
Yes.
If Coinbase.com can do it, so can we.
What is that?
Oh, did you not see that Super Bowl? Did you see that Super Bowl commercial, Billy?
I did. I remember being very confused, and
It was
then
just a giant bouncing QR code for like a minute and a half.
yep, and it was to enter like a
Oh.
$10 million Bitcoin giveaway.
Yeah. Listen, all I'm saying is if they can crash their own site with a Super Bowl ad, we can get at least 5 subscribers with QR code t-shirts at a video game convention. Oh man. But yeah, we'll be there, folks. We're excited. Any you got any other things that you're excited to see, Lucas, being a first timer? Any questions you might have? Any thoughts?
What do you guys do for eats while you're there?
Oh, we used to, like when we were in high school and stuff and saving more money, we would like, bring lunches and stuff like that, which we can totally do for sure if we want to. But they also, it's Boston, so there's not a lot of like restaurants like nearby the convention center in the Seaport district. You kind of got to walk a little bit, but the convention center itself sells food, but it's like ridiculously overpriced, like insanely overpriced. So try to avoid like eating in the convention center itself, but they do have this nice area where you exit and there's just like 10 food trucks, like just all lined up in this nice little grass, like turf area part on the side of the convention center. So that's usually what we've been hitting in the past. And you're also in Boston, so you can hop on the T and go to a restaurant anywhere. But usually the food trucks, in my opinion, is the way to go. Shout out to the chicken and rice guys and the poutine truck, which I don't remember
Love the
what it
poutine
is.
truck.
There's a whole truck dedicated to poutine. It's fucking amazing.
We got to go then. We haven't been since Montreal.
I had poutine like 2 days ago, bro. It was lit.
I meant we as in the two of us.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
I have not had poutine though since that trip.
Well, you'll definitely have some at PAX East.
There we go.
What are your closing thoughts? What do you got? I'm excited to hear what you're excited about as a first timer. Like I think you're going to be quite overwhelmed on the first day. So it's good because, you just walk into the convention center and it's just like, boom, sensory overload. Like I want to do all these different things, but I have to budget for my time type deal.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be anything specific. I think really just the whole experience and like just the fact that I mean, we know a bunch of people in the area too, so like that is also hoping we can drag some of them to some things or hang with them when the convention's not going on. But yeah, just the whole, I think it's just going to be a grand old time
For sure.
and just something. I mean, yeah, like really just new to everything's going to be new to me. So it's going to be kind of like getting that first time experience like over and over again as the hours add up.
We'll have to look for a Team Sonic Racing tournament so me, you, and Trevor can enter and win.
Wow. Well, as we know, Trevor does not make time for gaming, so
true.
he probably won't be available.
That's true. But yeah, we'll have to enter some tournaments, play some games, and stomp out the competition, if you will.
Yeah, have to put a big old foot on the chest of our enemies.
Okay. But yeah, Billy, you got any closing thoughts? You got any shout outs you want to do? Any cool things you're excited about?
Um, no, not really. Definitely just excited for PAX overall, and definitely excited to see and meet any fans of Game Chat out there.
And hopefully meet a ton of future potential fans as well.
And your podcast as well, Billy. You could get some wrestling fanatics if you scope out some wrestling events.
That's true. That's true. I guess I'm gonna have to steal your guys' QR code
You got
thing
a
for
rep,
when
man.
I'm by myself.
Hey man, it's also, well, we can, another thing I was thinking, we could make like business cards and just like also with a QR code on them, and just like, if we play a demo, just like leave a card, leave 3 cards, who knows?
Who knows?
Leave
Good point.
12 cards.
Well, people do that.
Leave a
It's like
box.
Mhm.
you'll receive a ton of business cards and a ton of pins like that you can like put on your lanyards and stuff. Everywhere gives out little every like booth gives out some sort of little tchotchke like that, something to walk away with it from. So there's no point why we can't also, just, or like stickers are a little more like permanent. So business cards might be easier, but all things we can do to get people interested in our wonderful show. But yeah, until then, folks, keep it locked. Keep checking this out. Keep sharing with your friends. If you like it, tell us you like it. If you hate certain parts of it, tell us that too. We want to make it a show for the people because we love talking about video games, and we're excited to hear what you guys have to say about video games. So, come let us know what you think about Tiny Tina's Wonderlands being crossplay, and whether or not you're going to be at PAX East too. Game chat _ Tom Lucas on Instagram. Check out our link tree, like and subscribe on YouTube. And yeah, thanks for listening. Until next time, I'm Tom. He's Lucas. You can't see him, but Billy's here too. And we'll see you later.